Our next story on Twitter, it appears that Burger King in the UK is calling for, or at least encouraging, political violence. As of late, there has been a spate of milkshakings, where people are going to certain personalities they don't like, their political rivals, and throwing milkshakes at them. While it may seem silly to many people, you have to understand that we don't just have, people showing up with weapons and bashing each other. You have an escalation. Now what we're seeing is people showing up to political events, throwing milkshakes at other people, and it results in physical fights. It's going to escalate tensions because you are taking a physical action against someone else. So make no mistake, throwing a milkshake at somebody is in fact a physical attack. Now again, a lot of people are saying it's silly, but consider, off chance someone's allergic to a dairy product, could seriously injure them. The point is, don't throw things at people. They're going to retaliate. So here's what you see on the screen for those that are just listening. Burger King Twitter says, "Dear people of Scotland, we're selling milkshakes all weekend. Have fun. Love BK. Hashtag just saying." You may be wondering, how is that an encouragement to violence? Well, in fact, we see this tweet here from Scott McDonald. I'm not sure who this individual is, but the tweet's got around 2,000 retweets. It reads, "The McDonald's next to the Farage demo, someone clearly got wind. In the window, there's a sign that reads, 'We will not be selling milkshakes or ice cream tonight. This is due to a police request given recent events.'" We then see Burger King's tweet coming just the following morning. So it would appear that Burger King is well aware that people are going to be buying milkshakes to throw at their political rivals in an act of very low-scale political violence. But of course, the danger here is the escalation, not necessarily the milkshakes, although you could still injure someone with a milkshake. But let's not play into any conjecture. What we have here is a tweet from Scott McDonald and then a tweet from someone named James Hackett. A story from The Guardian reads, "Police ask McDonald's to halt milkshake sales during Farage rally." This is from The Guardian, and Burger King UK responded with the thinking emoji. So it would appear that they're well aware of the issue. But before we go over to that story, if you'd like to support my work, you can go to timcast.com/donate. I accept monthly donations, cryptocurrency, I have a physical address, and as always, you can just share this video or click the like button because that does really help. But I could definitely use your support if you want to support my work as I do these videos. I'm doing about 6 per day, sometimes 7. So everything is appreciated. But let's go back to the Guardian story now. Police ask McDonald's to halt milkshake sales during Farage rally. Edinburgh branch also stop ice cream sales after right-wing politicians targeted with drinks. They say a sign appeared on Friday in the window of McDonald's on Newmarket Road, which is less than 200 meters from the Corn Exchange where the campaign rally was to take place, saying, "We will not be selling milkshakes or ice cream tonight. This is due to a police request." So apparently, Burger King is aware the police have said, please don't sell these. And Burger King thought it would be funny to say they're going to be continuing selling them anyway. Now, I did reach out to Burger King for comment. They did not respond. I asked, can you comment on your last tweet about milkshakes? Many people are taking it to mean that you encourage people to throw milkshakes at Nigel Farage. What was your intent? A McDonald's spokesperson confirmed they had been asked to stop sales of its milkshake and McFlurry products on Friday evening, which is just ridiculous. I mean, what do you do? It's become a meme among many people on the left to be politically violent. This is what they do. You don't see conservatives walking around with milkshakes, throwing them at people, ripping their hats off. Now you have an actual trend among many people on the left to throw milkshakes at people. Okay, this is violent, right? It's not the most egregious act of violence. It is possibly the lowest level of violence, short of spitting on someone. The problem here is that what do you think someone's going to do when you throw a milkshake at them? They're going to you're going to start a fight. You are literally starting a fight by doing this. And it's only going to go in one direction. Do you think that these people on the right are just going to say, oh, well, we're getting milkshake? No, they're going to show up with some kind of defense. They're going to escalate. It's going to escalate everything. And for some reason, Burger King is getting involved. I would like to take this moment to point out, Burger King makes me sick. I don't like Burger King. I think in terms of taste, it's kind of meh. But they do have some things that are okay. But, last time I had Burger King, I got sick. I gotta say, Burger King US is probably going to be really upset about this. I would go ahead and assume that we're going to see a potential get woke, go broke situation where Burger King has decided to embrace divisive politics and it's going to be very, very bad for them. McDonald's looks good in this situation. And I will say, too, I actually think McDonald's is better than Burger King, although I don't really eat it either, because Wendy's is better than the both of them. I digress. They're going to talk about a particular individual I can't name because YouTube has already been punishing my channel for doing so. But some particular individuals are being hit with milkshakes. But we will still talk about this a little bit because we have over here a thread from Nick Monroe from a few days ago where he talks about what's happening with the milkshake stuff. He says the general escalation of political confrontations that has been waged by the far left these past few weeks. How did it start? Well, this HuffPost article adds it in at the end of describing Tommy on the campaign trail, adding that he's been hit with milkshakes. He adds, unfortunately, there is no video footage of the next incident, only the word of the Guardian journalist Josh Halliday. But what words they are. Huffington Post is wrong. It wasn't hard to find either. I'm going to tell them they need a correction. So he posts this image, and I'm not sure. It says there's no video footage. There is video footage. I'm not sure what the words are he's referring to is. But we do see that here we have a video. Now, the reason why this video is important is because it's exactly what I was talking about, the escalation of political violence. In the video, I'm not going to run the audio, but you can see that somebody throws from very far away a milkshake. And when it hits, it doesn't directly hit Tommy, but he does get hit with some of the milkshake as it goes flying. And what happens? Tommy and crew go running full speed after this individual. Some people are holding him back saying, don't do it. Sure enough, they go running after him. What do you think this will result in? Do you think the people showing up to Nigel Farage's rally are not going to be prepared? Especially after Burger King has broadcast, they're going to make sure they can equip people to throw these things? Nick Monroe adds, can we make bombarding him and his UKIP Brexit Party pals with milkshakes a thing, please? Richard Cosgrove, one of the first to encourage more attacks against political candidates in the UK. And this is an individual who, let's see who he is. He's a freelance copy editor and writer. I'm not sure where he works, but he is a verified Twitter user. Here we have a verified Twitter user calling for, again, I'll stress, very low level, but still acts of violence. And, of course, Twitter is probably not going to do anything about it. Nick adds, if you want an idea of how self-contained the social media reaction was, I can fit a good majority of this into one photo, pretty much. People applauded it. But the situation was still new to them, plus the lack of readily shared video was a factor. So we do have more coverage now. We did see many more people laughing about it, encouraging this. And I want to stress, it's not like people show up with, bike locks and crowbars. No, they show up with milkshakes, water bottles, and it gets worse from there. But let's go back to Burger King and see the reaction from people. A lot of people are laughing and saying it's funny. Well played. Time to lactose and intolerant. Burger King actually played it up. Someone said Burger King 1, McDonald's and ASDA near the Corn Exchange 0. And Burger King posts a meme of Will Ferrell yelling goal. Not a good look, Burger King, if you understand the reference. Wendy's is really good at their social media campaigns. And following the really funny things Wendy's has posted, we've seen a bunch of these companies try to become edgy meme lords without crossing a certain line on social media. It appears that Burger King thinks it's socially acceptable to encourage violence against half of the population and political candidates. You have to recognize that many of these people, Carl Benjamin, for instance, who have had milkshakes thrown at them, they're very popular. Carl has nearly 1 million followers. He has more than 1 million across his network, 2 or 3 channels. But yes, he is very well known. Do you not think these people like to buy your products as well? But to also defy a police request, it's kind of insane. I'm going to make a prediction here. Burger King is going to get broke over this. There's going to be a retraction and apology. I'm pretty sure. Someone said, tweets, excellent. I was waiting for this tweet. And that's likely in response to Burger King responding to a story about the police saying, please don't do it, and then putting the thinking face. And then sure enough, Burger King responds, it was worth the wait, in my opinion. It certainly was. Wow. Let me talk about, so actually, I'll just read this real quick. Someone said, seriously, you're good with people using your food to attack political opponents? How intolerant, but wouldn't expect any less from Burger King. Wendy's sure wouldn't. Yeah, Wendy's is actually a lot better. But think about the rhetoric we've seen, okay? I've got another story coming up later about the dramatic escalation we're seeing. Actually, the next story is going to be about the dramatic escalation. But think about it now when you have mainstream massive corporations laughing and clapping along as tensions escalate and violence increases. So when I say things are getting worse, I think it's fair to point out that when Burger King joins in, yeah, I don't think I'm wrong, okay? I don't know what form it's going to take. Again, I don't want to stress. I don't want to be like, oh no, the end is nigh. But seriously, when Bill Maher has a show and people are clapping and cheering for this stuff, when Burger King is piling on and laughing and clapping and cheering, you are setting up the stage. The next story gets dramatically worse. Dramatically worse. Stick around. That'll be up shortly.